From the moment the first social networks appeared on the digital horizon, something fundamental began to change in the way humans connect, communicate, and perceive themselves. The impact of social networks on human psychology is profound, complex, and still unfolding. To truly understand this impact, we must explore the subtle ways in which these platforms have rewired our brains, reshaped our relationships, and redefined our sense of self. At the heart of social networks lies a simple yet powerful promise: connection. People can reach across continents, find long-lost friends, and share their lives with an audience larger than ever before. This constant connectivity has, for many, become a double-edged sword. On one side, it fosters belonging, a basic human need. On the other, it can amplify feelings of isolation, jealousy, and inadequacy. One of the most significant psychological effects of social networks is on self-perception and self-esteem. Platforms like Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok encourage users to present curated versions of their lives, highlight reels filled with successes, adventures, and picture-perfect moments. As users scroll through endless streams of these curated lives, they inevitably compare themselves to others. This process, known as social comparison, is not new. Humans have always compared themselves to those around them. But social networks magnify this tendency to an unprecedented scale, exposing individuals to hundreds, even thousands, of others every day. The consequence is often a distorted perception of reality. Users may come to believe that everyone else is happier, more successful, and more attractive than they are. This can erode self-esteem, especially among young people who are still developing their sense of identity. Studies have shown a strong correlation between heavy social media use and symptoms of depression, anxiety, and poor body image, particularly among adolescent girls. The constant exposure to idealized images and lifestyles can make ordinary life feel inadequate by comparison. But it isn't only about comparison. Social networks have also changed the way we seek validation. The simple act of receiving a like, comment, or share triggers a release of dopamine, the brain's reward chemical. Over time, this can create a feedback loop where users become addicted to the positive reinforcement offered by social networks. Posting content, waiting for reactions, and checking notifications can become compulsive behaviors. This shift in how we receive affirmation can subtly, yet powerfully, influence our self-worth, tying it to external approval rather than internal confidence. Beyond self-perception, social networks have transformed how we communicate. The nature of online interaction, brief, public, and often lacking in nuance, can sometimes erode the quality of our relationships. While it is easier than ever to stay in touch with friends and family, these connections can become superficial. The illusion of closeness can mask a lack of genuine intimacy. Real conversations, with their pauses, tone, and body language, are often replaced by emojis, memes, and likes. The result is a paradox. We are more connected, yet sometimes feel more alone. This paradox extends to the phenomenon of FOMO, or fear of missing out. Social networks provide a constant stream of information about what others are doing. When individuals see friends attending events, traveling, or achieving milestones, they may experience anxiety or regret about their own choices. This persistent awareness of what one might be missing can sap joy from the present moment and fuel chronic dissatisfaction. But the psychological impact of social networks is not entirely negative. For many, these platforms are a lifeline. Marginalized groups can find support and solidarity. Individuals with rare interests or conditions can connect with others who understand their experiences. Movements for social change, mental health awareness, and community support have found powerful voices online. Social networks can foster empathy, broaden perspectives, and inspire action. The ability to share stories, struggles, and triumphs has helped reduce stigma and build communities that transcend geographic boundaries. Yet, with this openness comes vulnerability. The anonymity and distance afforded by social networks can sometimes encourage negative behaviors, bullying, harassment, and trolling. the psychological impact of online abuse can be devastating, leading to increased stress, anxiety, and even trauma. For young people in particular, cyberbullying can feel inescapable, following them from the classroom into their homes. Privacy, too, has become a psychological battleground. The knowledge that one's actions and words are being recorded, monitored, and potentially shared with a wide audience can create a sense of surveillance and self-censorship. People may feel pressure to conform, to present themselves in ways that are acceptable or popular, even if these do not align with their true selves. Over time, this can erode authenticity and contribute to a fragmented sense of identity. The impact of social networks on attention and cognition is another area of concern. The design of these platforms, with their endless scrolls, notifications, and algorithmically curated content, is engineered to capture and hold attention. This can fragment focus and make it difficult for users to engage in deep, sustained thought. The constant barrage of information can lead to cognitive overload, making it harder to remember, reflect, or process complex ideas. For many, the result is a diminished ability to concentrate, increased distractibility, and even anxiety about missing important information. Despite these challenges, it's important to recognize that the relationship between social networks and psychology is not deterministic. Individuals, families, and communities can learn to navigate these platforms in healthy ways. Digital literacy, understanding how social networks shape perception, emotion, and behavior, can empower users to make conscious choices about how they engage online. Setting boundaries, curating one's feed, and taking breaks can help mitigate negative effects. Encouraging real-world connections, open conversations about mental health, and critical thinking about online content are essential tools for building resilience in a digital age. Social networks are also evolving in response to these concerns. Many platforms are introducing features to promote well-being, such as time management tools, content warnings, and resources for those struggling with mental health. Researchers, educators, and policymakers are working to understand and address the psychological impact of social networks, seeking ways to amplify their benefits while minimizing harm. Ultimately, the impact of social networks on human psychology is a reflection of deeper human needs and vulnerabilities. The desire to belong, to be seen, to connect, and to find meaning is universal. Social networks, in their immense reach and power, both fulfill and complicate these needs. They have become woven into the fabric of daily life, shaping not only how we connect with others, but also how we see ourselves, our world, and our place within it. As we move forward, the challenge will be to harness the potential of social networks to build healthier, more supportive, and more authentic communities, both online and offline. By understanding the psychological forces at play, we can learn to use these powerful tools not as sources of stress or division, but as catalysts for growth, empathy, and positive change. In the end, the story of social networks is a story about us, our hopes, our fears, and our ongoing search for connection in an ever-changing world.